Oh, we already there? Yeah. Yeah, we are already there. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Redline Racing League playoff race number 4, the first race of the round of 8, getting ready to go underway at Kentucky. And I got Kansas. Sorry, I knew it started with a K. I took a shot in the dark at the
Right.
rest, but
You did.
I also have been absolutely prepared. We've been doing well. And I have Mark McAttack up in the booth, getting ready to give us the rundown for the starting grid.
Alrighty, well, Bridge. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks off. It was nice kind of to take a little bit of a break for Christmas and New Year's, but glad to be back with the guys after a couple weeks off. Glad to have you back, of course, up in the booth for us for another race.
Yes,
Got,
sir.
got Kansas tonight, which is also the first race in the round of 8. So there'll be Kansas, then Charlotte, Roval, and then Pocono, with the championship being at Las Vegas. So only 4 races left. We're getting down to it. Should be a fun one tonight, Kansas, hopefully. And here is your starting lineup tonight. We got myself, Mark McAttack, in the 22 starting on the pole. Starting second, we got Cole Trickle in the 19. Starting third will be doing work in the 62. Fourth will be Chief TP in the 9. Rounding out the top 5 will be Push and P Fulton in the 18. 6, we have Team 95 Motorsports in that 5 car. 7th, we have Copenhagen in the 24. 8th is Hootie in the 99. 9th, we got Slingshot in the 3. And then 10th, we got Dog Pound. 11th will be 19. 12th is B Million. Also want to give a shout out to him as well. He was in the league with us last season, but had to take a little bit of time away. But he is back tonight. So welcome back, B Million, to the league. He'll be driving his 44 car. And then rounding out the field will be Hoosier Boy in the 12, who I also want to give a warm welcome back to as well. So should be a good race tonight. We got a 13 car field, so I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle out of here, and we'll get going with the race.
Awesome.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Walbridge. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And that is your starting lineup. Mark McAttack and Cole Trickle sharing the front row. It was, actually, fun fact, originally supposed to be Mark McAttack and Hoosier sharing the front row together. It was actually a surprise to Hoosier that he qualified as well as he did, missing as much time as he did. However, due to league rules and policies that he enacted, we were willing to give him a slide. But, rules are rules. And that means that because he missed both practices, and every practice so far for most of the season, he will drop to the rear. So it will be Cole Trickle taking his spot on the front row as we wait to get going at Kansas, not Kentucky. Bloody. We will take a look at the point standings of the round of 8 drivers. Right now it is Mark, Cope, Cole, and Chief, your top 4 in the round of 8. 19 millimeter out by 3 points. Push MP Fulton out by 7, and Team 95 is out by 9. This to set up the championship for these 3 races. As we get ready to get going here, it was Jay White, Hootie, Band 1, Dog Pound that were eliminated from the round of 12 to set up this round of 8. Is doing work. Has some work to do. Sits 11 points below the cutoff line. A driver who's been coming on strong as of late. But right now, going through the rules and regulations and things to follow in the lobby so we can get this one underway. Yeah, and apparently we must give a shout out to Jay White, who is one of the drivers who's not here tonight. I'm just being informed that he just made it out of the hospital for some sort of medical issue. So if Jay White is in watching this one, we want to say that we're thinking about you, and we hope you have a smooth recovery from whatever it was. That is actually news to me. I had no idea about that. So shout out fucking Jay White. Love you, brother, and look forward to having you back on the track. And now we jump forward to the start of the round of 8. Now, I don't know why words are so hard for me lately, but it's fine. And now the race going underway. Green flag is out. The 22, Mark McAtag, leads him to green. Here comes the man who needs to have the run of his life here at Kansas, doing work in the 20 and the 62. Now running second, Kansas, the one-line track. Run it up by the wall or don't run it at all. As we go back through the field, Copenhagen in the top 4 in the round of 8 standings, trying to make that bottom work. Has that Nina Chief right in front of him. Now finds a gap on that high line, and now he will run it up there on the wall. The 9 will presumably drop through the field and get freight trained by those behind him. You see 1-9 trying to get his draft while he's down there. Oh, a little bit of a slide. The 9 trying to get in line, and he does. Chief now settles in the 6th position. As now the field goes single file. As I say that, the 12 makes it by the 41 of Dog Pound. Also want to give a shout out to TTSB Million. This is his first race in the league that I believe it is. But yeah, he just got added about 7 hours ago, I want to say. And so we want to welcome him as things are going wild and crazy up at the front. So we'll jump back up there. The 9 of Chief making slide moves, trying to advance his position. Here comes old Hootie Hoo trying to make his way in the 99. Can he get that 99 in the top 5? No, the 5 of Team 95 will win that battle out. And the 78 will go with him to lock himself in 6th. And Copenhagen, who was just sitting outside the top 5, now sees it falling away. And driving away as he tries to get underneath the 99, set up a slide. Drive it into the corner, run it up to the wall. And he will not be able to. A lot of drivers trying to find the right time to make the move. 19mm inside of Team 95. He is there as we exit turn 4. The help, though, with the 5. And you see, now here we go, the chance of the slide jump. Not going to work for the 78. He will drop. If you're going to make a slide attempt, you better make it count, because if you don't and you miss your opportunity, you're going to drop at least one position. And the 9 or 5 now on a line, the 99 in the wall. Contact with Team 95 and Hootie Hoo. And Hootie Hoo will drop 3 wide. Hard to do when everybody's looking for the same piece of real estate. As now, look at the gap between that group that got together and the 9 of Chief. And look who's the real winner of that one, the 24 of Copenhagen. Able to break through and get himself back into the top 5. Now here comes 19 with another attempted slide. And he will successfully get ahead of the 5. Actually with a pass on the bottom, crazy enough. And the track where the high line is just that, the line. It's the line to make moves. It's the line to keep your spot. Which is crazy because IRL, you always want to be on the bottom. But, well, we've seen how well this game mimics real life. Now it's 62 at doing work. The 19 of Cole Trickle. Still right there in third. He has not left these two. Because right now we are just past. We are now in double digits. 10 laps coming to complete lap 10 and start lap 11 of 39 for stage 1. Now you start to see what usually happens at these intermediates. And you start seeing all these groupings. You see the 3 up at the front now that the 19 has gotten there. You see the 24 and the 78. They'll pick up the 9 once the 9 drops to them. You see this one right here with the 5, the 18, and the 3. You got the 44 and you got the 12. Right here, B Million and Hoosier. The 99, though, is the first car without a buddy. He does not have his drafting buddy. The best help he's going to get is that 41 behind him. As once these guys get locked up, trying to catch 2 when you're just a 1 is very difficult. So he'll look to get to the 41 to try and help him advance his position. As the 19, who was just with the 22 and the 62, loses that grouping a little bit, as you can see the 9 of Chief getting caught up by the 24 and the 78. If these 3 can stay hooked up together, this is a fast 3. Just as fast, if not, could be faster than the front 3. Just trying to keep it above that white line. If you can keep it above the white, you're in the good area. Once you dip below, somebody's going to try and advance their position, such as the 5 of Team 95 is here with the 3. Slingshot Rodeo. And the 5 of Team 95, the 18 with the slide to keep himself ahead of the 18. However, the 5 with the run out of turn 4 is going to duck to the bottom. And that is a heck of a slide job right to the nose of the 18. Contact with Push and P and Slingshot. I think Pete Fulton tried to go down for a block, but the 3 just got there quicker than the 18 anticipated. And didn't pay off well at all there. And now you're starting to see green flag stops already underway. The 9 now enters pit road, leaving his 3-car tandem. So now it is the 24 and the 78 by themselves. Meanwhile, you still have the group of 3 up at the front. Meanwhile, I'm listening to driver chat with all this going down. Now you're going to start seeing a lot more guys come down. Fuel only lasting about 17 to 18 laps. Here comes the top 3. And the 18, the 5, and the 44 B Million is going to stay out. These 3 will try and run it along, actually, with what looks like the 3 of Slingshot Rodeo and the 99 of Hootie. So this lap, as these guys are probably just sputtering their way in, oh, contact with the 5 and the 18. The 18 around, the 5 around. That's hilarious. So a yellow flag is out. So a late braking situation by the 18 of P. Fulton leads to a spin on the entrance to pit road. Cars everywhere. And a yellow on the track. So this is why I like having the in-game chat, because that way I can get a decent idea as to what went down. But green flag is what's going on now. Mac attack and work. Starting 1-2, the 19 now right on their tail as they try to get the run going. Now everybody going single file here. Nobody really trying to jump out of line and take a spot away. Jump over to this camera view real quick. He's right now 24 of 39 laps complete. And you're starting to see now this 4-car tandem from the 22, the 62, 19, and 24. Starting to break away. Hoosier, though, let's bring him up. Right now, riding in 5th. After starting in about 12th. Now sits top 5. Great bounce back by the 12. Hey, I love it when you hear this, the car noise come back. And now look at this, the 62 doing work. Gets underneath Mark McAttack. And now Mark dropping to 4th as we got action going on down through the field. The 18 of P. Fulton. Going here, there, and everywhere. Look at the run by the 9 of Chief. Think the 18 might be having some... Oh, we're jumping to the front. They're going to 2, 3 wide. 19 of Cole Trickle. Gonna jump to the lead. Here comes the slide job attempt by the 24 Cope. Not gonna work. He'll drop back to 4th. Cole Trickle now up at the front. A lot of jostling up in the front 4 as the stage nears its end. This will be 11 to go. Now Chief underneath the 18 of P. Fulton. Got a 4-car tandem right here with the 78, 5, 3, and 9. Ooh, a little bit of wall contact, getting pinched. Mark doing the slide job up at the front. He will lose out, did not quite have the run. Cope tried to go take a run at him. But Mark quick with the block, and now the 19 and the 62 break away. 10 laps to go in stage and number 1. Side by side for the lead as the 62 gets a run on the 19. And now another slide attempt by Mark McAttack. He will be cleared away, but here comes the 62 back to his inside, the crossover. And Mark will lose out on the slide. Doing work, retains the race lead with 9 to go. Getting racy. Take a look behind, nothing going on up there. Cope to the bottom, or tries to take a jump to the bottom, and now he's gonna run it on the bottom, but oh no, we got another run at green flag stops, and you got the air racing. I'm so sorry. Fun fact, before this race, I accidentally forgot to change what account I was going live on. I accidentally went live on another league for this league, so that's hilarious. Yeah, we apologize for that. But now here we go. A lot of drivers, trying the crossovers. This is where you do a little bit of a slide job to try and keep yourself up ahead, or take your green flag stop. The 62 and the 19 edge out the 22 of Mark McAttack, and now the rest of the field follows. Now the 18, the 99. The 2 cars left on track. Oh, so scratch that. There's the 24 of Copenhagen. Ooh, I wish I could tell you if he's the race leader right now. But there's the 44 and the 9. But we will ride on with Copenhagen. As a short pit strategy, I believe, did not work. Or he got a penalty, one of the two, because he is far behind those cars that you see up ahead that just came off the pit road. But here we go, back to the top three. Now, with 5 laps to go. Doing work, leading, needs the stage win as he sits last in the round of 8 standings. Mark, off the wall, has to go down to save it. Just a little bit of a scrape, but it got the car loose. Had to chase it down the hill. Now the run at the 62 up at the front. Doing work, trying to break the draft however he can. However, it'll be to no avail, as they will have another shot before this stage comes to its climax. As you see the 19, Cole Trickle now right on the bumper, at least close to it, about quarter car off of it. As we come now, 3 laps to go, doing work, keeping his distance as much as he can. When does the slide job happen? Probably not until the white flag if you're the 19. If you're the 22, do you take the shot? Oh, the 62 loose into the wall. Oh, hard contact. Mark assumes the lead. Doing work with heavy front end damage. And now 2 to go. And no shot for the 19 to get there. And no help coming to him. Oh my. It was looking on replay like the 62 just completely lost the handle on it. Yeah, he got squirrely at a 2, chasing up the hill into the wall. And there. Yeah, now white flag. This coming to the green and white checkered. Mark survived the spinning 62. Got past the 19 and now will win stage 1. The 19 Nicole Trickle takes second. That is the 78 of 19mm who will finish third. Copenhagen and the 24 will finish fourth. And Slingshot Rodeo gets a top 5 in the stage. Way to go. Chief in the 9, 6th. P. Fulton in 7th. B. Million, 8th. Team 95, 9th. And Hootie Hoo will round out your top 10. As we jump back up to the 22. And boy, the hearts break for this 62. A stage win would have been absolutely critical to him getting into the top 4, or at least getting closer to it. As he finishes outside the top 10, he gets no stage points for that first stage. We'll see how he rebounds in this one. But 1-9 going to start on the pole, leading him to green to start stage 2. Now Mark left on the outside, not where you want to be on the restart. It is where you want to be in the race, but on the restart you want to be on that bottom, as it'll get you through the corner faster that way. Ooh, the 19 into the wall. Cole Trickle. You see the log jam behind him. The 62 are doing work. Oh, the 12 of Hoosier put in the grass by me million. And now Cope up to third. 19 millimeter, your race leader after all that fun stuff happened. Up at the front, leading the train. Meanwhile, the 62 in a fight with the 18 of P. Fulton. The 99 off the wall. He goes to the inside. Oh, that's going to leave not a lot of room with the 99 zigzagging through everywhere. There's now 5 cars you could put under a blanket up at the front. The 62 gets by the 18 and what I believe is the 41. Now behind the 99 of Hootie Hoo, who we saw get a little squirrely. You couldn't even fit a sheet of paper in between him and the wall. Oh, Hootie Hoo had to save it. Oh, and into Hoosier. And the yellow flies. And that takes away the strategy for the green flag cycles, is now there's only one pit stop left to get them to the end of stage number 2. So back up at the front. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Damn it. Mark McIntyre starting on the bottom. We'll run on with him as the 24 are going to try and squeeze that car into the gap on the 78 that ain't there. You see just how important the inside line is on the restart. Here comes the 19 of Cole Trickle. However, now that you're on the backstretch, the runs die out and go to those up on the high line, as the 19 will most likely drop through the field. Ooh, tries to squeeze himself into a gap that ain't there. Ooh, the 78 off the wall. The 18 into the wall. 62 is through. Everybody's through. Cuts off the 99. And the 99 of Hootie Hoo's around. All right, 10 laps completed. As I was, I muted my mic. I was getting a little giggly listening to the in-game chat. All right, the 62. We'll check on with him as everybody goes single file. Now sits 6th. As you see, the 19 just ahead of him. He is a spot in the top 5. The 62 needs to make up as much time and ground as possible and get to those 4 cars up at the front, whether it's with the 19 or without the 19. We'll keep our eyes on that, as it looks like maybe they might just be able to sniff a little bit of draft coming off of that 9, maybe. 22 peeking to the inside of 19 millimeter. Who's back out, who's actually been out front since the drop of the green. The 9 to the bottom now. That slows down the 24. That gives the 19 a run. It leaves the 22 and the 78 on an island of their own. There goes the 19 of Cole Trickle. Slide job. The 24 into the wall. And 62 of Doing Work's going to go through. Move Doing Work back into the top 5. And now everybody within each other's draft. The 24 sniffing the 9. The 62 getting a little from the 24. And the 19 just behind the 62. Gets a little bit of wall contact there, though. Too much on the high side. Meanwhile, the 9 starting to catch back up to this 22. The 24 starting to drop back to the 62 and the 19. Yeah, as you see, this 24 is getting nothing from the 9 now. It is a 3-car tandem up at the front. Everybody else has got to figure it out. As we come to complete lap 14, this is now the start of lap 15 of 37. There's no other real battles are going on. The 19 has fallen back to the 44 and the 3. Meanwhile, the 62 and the 24 just haven't gotten to link up yet. Trying to stay in the draft of the leaders, but unfortunately there comes a point where you just lose a bit of it, and I think we've reached that point. Now as the 62 has just caught right up to the 24. And now maybe able to work together a bit, or at least try to. But those up at the front, those 3 up at the front, tight-knit group right now. There, you couldn't stick a hair through them. 22, though, to the inside of 1-9. The help going to go with 1-9. That might drop Mark to 3rd. Unless he does an elegant slide job right here. No, he's just going to put the car on the bottom. If he loses the spot, he loses the spot. And that's appearing to be the case. You see the 24, though. He takes his shot to get to the bottom. Cope trying to just get a little bit of draft off the 22 of Mark Mack attack. And I think he just did. Reeling both him and the 62 closer to him. May not be much, it may be slight, but you can definitely tell that the draft is there. 24 just trying to anticipate where that 22 is going to go. He thought he was going to go all the way down to the yellow. Didn't. He stayed just above it. Losing that 24, the vital draft he needs to even keep himself up with him. I mean, you see the gap there. It is not much. About a car length and a half. Separates the top 3 from the 24. And he is there. Inching ever closer as the laps wind down. Getting set for our last run of pit stops. I don't know if they're going to be green flag stops. Because we've already had 2 cautions today. I believe they will happen under green. But that also will bring in the 62 doing work, potentially. Now it will. 22 gets loose, slowing up that line. The 62 will have a good run on both the 22 and the 24, and that'll put him in line with the top 5, right where he wants to be, especially as we get closer and closer to our last round of pit stops to complete this stage. Ooh, Copenhagen up into the wall. That's going to slow him and the 62 down. 62 able to get the 24 going again. However, lost time is lost time. The 22, though, up into the wall. The 24 going to see the run that is there. The 62 just going to hold his line. Trap the 24 on the bottom. Cope elects to just let off a hair, let the 62 go by, and get back in line behind him as the 62 now up to the 4th spot, trying to get to the bottom to catch the draft off the 22. However, when you do things like that, oh, he's signaling he's going to pit. He is on the same strategy as the 22. 24. What an entry by Copenhagen. Going to double check. No, I believe there might be a penalty coming. We'll see. There is a penalty coming, but to what driver? Not the 24, it's not the 62. It's not the 22. Ooh, look at Copenhagen! Holy Copenhagen! Going to inherit the race lead! There's the 19, Nicola Trickle. It was not him. Oh, Mark's around! The 22's, the 62 is around with him! Oh, no! This is not the first time we've seen Mark push it too hard, leaving the pits. Oh, who's around? Mark through the grass. Where will this put the 62? I don't know. But right now, your race leader is the 24 of Copenhagen, just getting by the 78 of 9mm who runs second. Oh my good golly. The race flipped on its head. And it is the 24, 78, and the 9, your top 3, fighting for a stage win by the looks of things. And that is the case, as the 19 back there sits 4th. Craziness. Where does... There's Mark. There's Trickle. I believe that's the 3. It was not the 3. Okay. I don't know my cars. Wait, is it? It is. It is B Million who sits 5th. 6th position the 62 fell to. Oh my. 7th and 8th for Mark McAttack. As P. Fulton sits 7th behind the 62. 10 laps to go. Oh man. They said this race wasn't going to be entertaining. As we ride along with Cope, your race leader, we'll stick up here for right now. I think these guys are going to be going single file. We're going to go the 22 of Mark and McAttack as he tries to close in on the 62 and the 18. I do not think he'll be able to close in on both of them by himself. Would it be shocking if he did? Meh. I've seen Mark do worse with less. Or do more with less, so... Especially if those two start getting side by side and a little bit racy. Oh boy. But we'll go back to the 24. Copenhagen will ride up front. I thought I just saw a battle going on. It was... Oh, duh. It's the top 3. Stupid. But yes, we will ride on with the 24. Copenhagen here as we are coming past 7 laps to go. Top 3 Still just riding around in their little line. Now 19mm going to take a shot. Looks to the inside. Going to be side by side with Cope in the 24. There's going to be contact. This could be 3 wide. No, the 9 didn't have the run. I thought for sure. The 9 electing to go with the 24. Here comes the slide job by 19mm. Can he complete it? He does, and he has the spot, but the run going with the 24. Where does the 9 go? The 24 going to do his little slide job. Oh, comes up to the 78. Has to back off. 1-9 to the lead now as we have 5 to go. The 9 to second. Well, I'm glad we decided to stay up here with the leaders as jostling for position. We've seen, though, with these gaps that the cars get, them be able to hold on for a lap plus before another car or the car behind them can have a chance at challenging them. So maybe just practicing setting a guy up for a potential stage win. I just want to check because I can keep the page open. Nope, I forget. We don't keep track of stage wins. Well, that's awesome. 2 laps remaining here. Now that we're back to it, we just keep track of overall wins, not stage wins, but meh. What stats? This will actually help the 78, though. You see the 41 up in front? These guys, this will keep him in front. And it will split the 3 up. That is exactly what the 78 needed to see. White flag, 1 to go. Here in stage number 2. I want to follow along. The 9 to Chief will ride on his nose. Will he take a shot here? He will. The slide job attempt by both the 9 and the 24. But the run with the 78. 19mm holds on and he will win stage 2. The 24, I think, just snuck into second. And B Million snuck into 4th. Cole Trickle finishes 5th, and no, it was Copenhagen finishing 3rd. So it was Chief getting 2nd, but 4th will be B Million. Cole Trickle rounds out the top 5. Doing work will finish 6th. Mark McAttack 7th. As this is not... This is exactly what 19 needed, as he sits just below that cutoff line. 3 points behind that 9 Chief, who finished in 2nd. This is going to be a tight one for the top 4, the ones who will be fighting for the title at season's end. But right now, we got to get through race 1. And green flag is back out to determine the winner. As I forget, it is not a win and you're in, a win and you advance. This is all points. And the 24 up to second. You see the 62 back there in the 6th spot. He's going to elect to stay on the high line. 24 gets into the 78. 190 to the wall. Oh, they're going everywhere. Big crash. 3 cars. And 62 of doing work. The 44 B-Million, the 24 involved. Yellow flies. No, this is the 24, just lost it. The 9 inherits the race lead. You can hear it over the radio. I'm not going to play it, but you hear it. The 24 in absolute disbelief. And would you look at this front row? 41, the 19, and the 3. 3 cars ahead of those who went down pit road. We'll see what this does as the green flag waves. Dog Pound and Trickle make contact into 1. Dog Pound will lead at Kansas. Slingshot Rodeo going to try to get to the inside of the 19. But how about this 41? Don't usually see him up here that much. It's pretty nice to see. No, but I don't think he'll be able to lead the lap. No, it will go to the 19 of Cole Trickle. It's nice to see the 41 up front, though. He keeps it respectful for those up front. But the 19 inherits the race lead by being aggressive. Back here you see the 24 and the 62 doing work in Copenhagen, trying to work their way back from the spin. They still got plenty of time. 46 laps and a bunch of pit stops coming. Oh, doing work into the wall. The draft help with the 24, but the preferred line with the 62. And Cope trying the slide job, but nowhere to go with it, as it is a hornet's nest in front of him. The 62 now 3 wide with the 12 of Hoosier and the 24 of Copenhagen. B-Million in the 44. The onlooker to the chaos. 62 having the right ideas, trying to get the runs. The only problem is he doesn't have the room to take any advantage of them. Oh, my. Meanwhile, back up at the front, 5 of Team 95 sits third. Meanwhile, the chaos is ensuing out back, but the 22, Mark McAttack for the slide job to take the lead. He does, but is the gap too great? The run now with a 19. He tries to throw a little block. Doesn't work. The 19. Now he's going to throw a slide job of his own. And just... he caught on the nose. Oh, and I believe the yellow is out. Yes. No. No. Doing work in the 24. Oh, and even through all the chaos, the jokes are still flying in chat, so let's keep it going. Green flag back out. The 22 with the preferred line on the 19 now. Back through the field, you see the 62 with the preferred line on the restart. He'll take a couple of positions. The 12 tried to get to the bottom, couldn't. Move the 62 and the 24 up +3. Pretty much back to where they were. Except now the field is just a little bit closer together. Is now 3 wide ahead of the 62. Oh, contact with the 41, a dog pound. And around goes the 62. Now the jokes are starting to die off. Because now we have a shakeup at the front, the 19 and the 3. Inherit the front row. Green flag is back out. Doing work back there. 3 wide with the 99 and the 18. They figure it out. The slide job by the 62. Trying to get in between the 99 and the 12. He does, but only just. Meanwhile, up at the front, you see him snaking around the 22, trying to get back to the race lead. Slide job under the 19. The 5 under the 19 as well. The 19 throws a block on the 9. Oh, man, we are 4 wide. The 3 up into the 9. And now, the 5 of Team 95 up into second. Let's highlight him real quick as he runs. As now we have 34. Coming to 33 laps remaining. The 78 under the 3. The 62 could be looking to go with him, and he does. As you see the slide job attempt. Gonna try and squeeze it up behind the 78. That was actually beautiful. Oh, man. What a move by doing work. Putting in the work, trying to get back up towards the front as the 9 achieved behind the 3 now is going to try and get by. He's going to put the nose, peek the nose to the outside. As we go back up. Oh, the 78 up against the wall. Everybody having to check up. The 62 able to get through, though. Now 3 wide back here. Back in the field, the 18 of P folding up against the wall. The 5 of Team 95 elects to back it up to the 19. Ooh. Trying to stay in the draft of the 22. Team 95 needs just about as good a finish as anybody else in this race, or at least in the top 8, as he sits below that cutoff line. Sits about 9 points below that cutoff line, 2 points ahead of the 62, who sits at the very bottom. And this is honestly the best run we've seen out of this 5 car in a little while here. as he is just trying to just stay in the 22's draft and stay with the 19 so he can get the bump drafting help down the straightaways. Hold the 22's draft in the corners, get the bump draft from the 19 through these straightaways, but unfortunately not the case through most of this. We're going to go back to this cam so I can get engine noise back, damn it. There we go. The 24 doing the slide jump, going to get a 2-for-1. The 5 quick to try and do the crossover. Couldn't do it. Cole up to second. Here comes the 62 and the 12. Oh, doing work elects better. Is now Hoosier in the 9 of Chief. Stand in the way of the 62's progress. Now with the 62 on the outside and the draft help, that'll be beneficial to the 62 advancing. Through the field. Now has the 12 in his sights. Meanwhile, up into second goes the 24. How can he manage his gap to the 22? As the 5 just couldn't gain any ground, was actually losing ground and is now still losing ground to the 24. The 5 just not handling right, not able to hold that high or get the most out of that high line as everybody else that's around him. You see the 19 constantly just peek into the bottom. Has a run, just doesn't have the room to do anything with it. To shoot to the bottom and get underneath that 5. But this top 3 is starting to figure it back out again and get back to the 22. Ooh, a little bit of a slide attempt by the 12 of Hoosier. Nothing to come from it. There's Mark up at the front. Ooh, the 19 still just trying to peek his nose underneath that 5. I don't know why I keep losing engine noise. It's starting to bug me a tiny. Look at these cars. All in contention. Oh, everybody losing. You see the fishtail get wider and wider and wider. The 12 up into the wall. The 62 is through. The 9 loose on the bottom. Hoosier able to keep it straight. So isn't Chief. Move the 62 up to 5th. But it does come with a cost, and that is losing ground to the front 4. Ooh, a little bit of wall contact from the 19 is very beneficial for this 62 as it keeps him still within reach of the 5, the 19. And the 5 is still within reach of the 24. This is actually a really good thing for that 62 as it'll allow him to reel back into the top 4. Five at Team 95. You can just see you could barely stick a foot in between the wall and that 5 car. They are trying to get every little thing out of that high line. Meanwhile, as it's been all year, who's up front? Towards the end, it is the 24 of Copenhagen and the 22 of Mark McAttack. Now you see the 2 breaking up front. You're starting to see what the makings of this 5-car tandem from the 5 all the way to the 9. As we have about 22, coming to 21 laps remaining. As you see the 5 starting to back it down. 5 of Team 95 starting to back it down to the 19. The 19 trying to get ahead of the 5. He feels he's the faster car, and the 5 should be pushing. Oh, the 5 into the wall. The 62 making the move. Doing work. Potentially up to 30. Still has the 19 to his inside. And the 19 elects to pit along with the 5. The 22, the 62, and the 9 all stay out. Oh, and Cole Trickle in the 19. Caught speeding on pit road. He went in with a full head of steam. Now here comes the rest of the field. Oh, and I think we just saw the 9 get caught for speeding as well. So we'll jump on here with the 24. The 24 was running second when he came down pit road, so we'll ride along with him. There's the 78, I believe, of 19 millimeter, or is it the 41? No, I see a hint of red. That's the 78. 41's back there behind the little blue speck. He's the little gray, yellow, and black speck. But Cope. There you see the 22 and the 62. Oh, man. The 62 having a hell of a pit exit. But Copenhagen breaking through to the race lead. I don't think they have enough in the tank to make it to the end of this race. Either one of the guys who pitted. But what a job by the 62 of doing work. He made up a good 5/10 on the 22 on pit road alone, and now is right in his slipstream. And everybody is in the slipstream of the 24 of Copenhagen, your race leader. You just hear by the engine noise, the interval between all the drivers in the top 4, pretty damn much the same. It's now everybody chasing down the 24 with 18 laps to go, coming to 17 this time by. Scratch that. Coming to 16. I was a lap behind on my live stream, so that's cool. Ooh, and the 22. Mark McIntyre able to squeak up into second. The 62 are doing work. Losing time potentially at top 3, but you see he's got a little bit of a run. Still has enough of that draft to be able to get him within firing range. And now the couple of little let-offs here as the 22 elects to try and do a little slingshot. He'll miss the attempt. The 24 will hold on to second. This will force the 78 to, well, I was going to say let up, but screw it. Why not? There's a gap there. Oh, a missed attempt. The 62. 3 wide now for second. Is now doing work. Sorry, I'm trying to get my other live stream up. So my producer / cat has now entered my field of view. So that's awesome. Excuse me. He's now doing work. Sits second. 13 laps of fuel left in that 62. When he crosses the line, we'll see how many laps are left in this race. I mean, when he crosses the line on stream. 12. He has exactly enough to make it to the end. So no more stops required for that 62. He wants the lead and he wants it bad. Slide job. Potential run at a slide job. Not going to be able to make it work. Never mind. I didn't think we were going to see them come down pit road. And no, the 62 couldn't back it down fast enough. Black flag issued for doing work. And that means his race is over. The 24 and the 78 now on pit road. Mark McAtack now exiting the 62, left to do nothing but sit. As a fuel-only stop, might as well have been a 4-tire stop. Now the 22 is out. We'll see where the 24 will exit in regards to that 22. There you see him. Way off in the back, coming through the tri-oval. I thought that was him. That's the 3. Slingshot Rodeo. The 24 should still have the race lead. Once they go into turn 3, and he will have it by a considerable margin. And with only 9 laps to go as they will cross the line this time. No tire advantage and no help. So the 22 has the 19 of Cole Trickle, but off by a considerable margin. The 24 way up ahead and will not have any draft to give for that 22. Meanwhile, the 24 has a car up ahead of him. That could be beneficial if the 24 were to be able to catch who I believe is the 3 of Slingshot Rodeo, and it is. That would help pull the 24 away from the 22. Wall contact, though, is not what you need. A little bit too high an entry there. Just a light scrape. Gave it a kiss. And by the looks of it, the 3 is going to break away from the 24. So the 3 will not be able to help. 8 laps to go for Copenhagen as he looks to get the win and damn near cement himself into the championship 4, as Mark McAtack might as well have already clinched. So that's why we don't worry about him. But I'm going to get killed. Oh, that's it. I'm fired. LOL. So now we have under 10 laps to go. I want to say about 6. If I had to hazard a guess as to how many laps we had left in this one, that'd be the number I'd go with. The 62 a little bit farther behind than these guys. It is 6. So this will be coming to 5 laps to go. 5 laps remain as they cross the line for Copenhagen. And especially a good run for the 19, as he still sits third. Started second, and compared to how everybody else jostled around in this field, losing one spot wouldn't be considered terrible, especially when you finish ahead of everybody you needed to. And remarkable. Actually, wait, no, hold on. Is this? Let me just double check my math here. Sorry, no, the 19 is not for position. That is my B. He sits 12th. Chief sits 5th, so we'll work our way up from the 9. So we'll find the 9. There is the 78 and the 18. So the 78 sits 4th and is nowhere near the leaders. And as the laps continue to wind down, the 62 about to cross the line on the stream. We'll get a lap count. 3 coming to 2 laps to go when they cross the line. Mark only has 2 laps, but you can see he's closing in. 2 laps to go. Not Cole Trickle. Wow. My God, Copenhagen has got to be feeling it, though. The 22 is closing in. Will we start seeing him snake down the backstretch? No, he just holds his line. We will probably see it on the 1 to go. Follow along with the 22 we shall. White flag, 1 lap to go here at Kansas. And Mark has the draft of the 24. Will we see the snake? The 24 try and snake his way down the backstretch. No, he holds his line. We've seen the great finishes coming from these 2 drivers. The 22 tries a slide job. It does not work. Copenhagen will come out of turn 4 and he will win at Kansas. Mark McAttack will finish in a very near second. The 78 of 19 will finish in a 3rd. It will be the 18 of P. Fulton 4th. The 9 of Chief will round out your top 5. I'm trying to get this to work with me here. The 6 will be B Million. Doing work will finish 7th. Hootie Hoo 8th. Team 95 finishes 9th. Hoosier in his first race back will round out the top 10. Slingshot Rodeo 11th. Cole Trickle 12th. And Dog Pound will finish in 13th. And boy, howdy, did Kansas deliver on a good race. A very good fight at the end that came down to 1 lap too short. Mark wishing it was a 335 lap race, but nope, had to be 134. And man, you look at what the 62 was able to do. He fought back, but he was not enough.
Are you on the PS5? Almost got cheese. You'll be alright, dude. You'll be alright. I appreciate it. I mean, I think about you every time I get on this thing there. You'll be alright, dude. You'll be alright. I appreciate it. Just knocking off a lot of rust tonight. Thank you guys for allowing me to Mark. Yes, sir. Hopefully we'll be back next week. No problem. I really appreciate it.
Ooh, and Chief running the fastest lap. Fun fact. Mark ran the 4th fastest lap. That's crazy. Hoosier runs the 2nd fastest. Oh my. Crazy things. Oh, I don't know why I backed out all the way. We don't need music. We don't. All right. That would be hilarious if my audio was trash. And it was not. Hey, holla. Actually, no, we want to go to the 22, so I'm going to back out. We're going to play some music again. Because now we wait for the top three to join us up here in the booth to have a little fun chat and get together. Oh. I was going to say, Mark, you made the party, yo. Oh, it's fine. Hello? Are you muted? There you go.
I couldn't join you. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
I know, right? You started the party. That's crazy, bet.
Right. Yeah, it just wouldn't let me join, but let me get them in here.
Sweet.
Apologies.
Nah.
PlayStation's been kind of acting a little weird lately.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And there is Cope.
Yes, sir.
And there's one then.
Oh, 1-9's here too?
Yep.
Oh, hello. All right, so the top three's... top three is all here. I guess without further ado, we'll get this post-race coverage underway with the driver who finished in the third spot. And that is the 78 of 19 millimeter.
Hello.
And hello. And coming off, I was with you last night. You came off of, we'll say, dominant win in another league last night. You come into this one, finish top three, and actually lead a pretty decent portion, if not more than half of this race. Yeah, walk me through it. Was there anything you could really do at the end to maybe get you closer to that 22 and the 24?
Yeah, I got close to 22. I saw a gap, as he said, when he did it to me a lap before. Oh, I could do the same thing. It was an epic fail. I apologize, Mark.
Oh, you're good, bud.
No, I'm just happy with this car. It was good. I wanted this win to get because me and the Roval don't agree, but I think I was a little better in Cope. He definitely adjusted his because he got much faster as he went. So I knew it was going to be a battle at the end. Getting stage 2 was great, but I had a good car. I think we're all about equal, really. Maybe Mark was a little better than most, but we were all pretty equal. A lot of the top 6, 7 cars. So it was fun just waiting for someone to hit the wall and then go around them. That was the key here. So and, no, I enjoyed it. Glad to be here once again. Mark, good league, guys. Good racing.
Absolutely.
And I was going to say, and you got to be feeling pretty good too, especially seeing how you are below that cutoff line by 3 points here. So that stage win and a top 3. And I can't remember where you finished stage 1 because my memory's bad.
I can't remember. 4th, maybe 3rd. I don't even remember.
So I mean, a good points day. Yeah, so a good points day, especially with a car like the number 9, a Chief. I think that fight between you and him is going to be something to really look out for as this round of 8
Chief,
winds through.
Before I move on here, you guys move on. I want to say, Chief's been awesome to work with. I mean, somebody screws up, he lets me in, I let him in, like we all do, and he definitely was on the short end tonight quite a few times, and most people would lose their patience, and he didn't. So good for him.
All right. Well, we will congratulate you on a very well-deserved top 3 finish, and we look forward to seeing you next week at the Roval. I have the points pulled up. I don't have the schedule. It is the Charlotte Roval. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yep, Charlotte Roval.
So, yes, congratulations on your top 3, brother.
Yeah, congrats, Cope. Good win.
Thanks, brother.
And it's been so long. I'd have to go back to Richmond about how many races ago to say let's talk to our second place driver, the yellow and red mean machine of Mark McAttack, who finishes second.
Eh?
Well, I mean, you gave it hell at the end. Which I mean, not really much you could do as far as I can imagine to try and catch up to Cope, unless make a slight adjustment to the car to make it faster when you went down for fuel. I don't know.
Yeah, it was tough for sure. I don't think I really had anything for him with the lead that he had. If I'd have been closer coming off of pit road, I think we would have had a shot at it. But we were both on old tires, so he would have had to made a mistake for me to really have a shot. But no, overall race. Kind of feel bad for a couple people, but especially the 62 doing work I think had a really good shot at potentially winning. And 2 laps ago, stage 1, he was going to win the stage, and he got loose off of 2 and lost it, and then he got caught up in a bunch of other BS in the back, and then last pit stop he was running second, and he sped on pit road. So I think he definitely would have been another car to watch out for tonight, and I think he had a good shot at winning it as well. But congrats to Cope. He ran a great race tonight, and congrats to 1-9 on third as well. He also ran a really good race. I felt like if I could have got out front, I think we were probably the car to beat, but made a couple self-inflicted wounds, self-inflicted mistakes, if you will.
Exit the pit road.
Yeah. Yep. That would be probably the main one. And I hit the wall in the lead, and everything. Just made a bunch of kind of silly mistakes that we gotta learn from and gotta get better from. But we'll take a second place going to the Charlotte Roval, which is hands down probably one of my best tracks. So looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll get her next week.
Alrighty, well, hey, congratulations on your second place finish, and thanks for making it a show at the end, and we'll see you next week at the Charlotte Roval.
All right, appreciate it, Walbridge.
And now we move over to the race winner, doing it in style and doing it on pit road like he's done so many times before, Copenhagen, your winner at Kansas.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, buddy? So, as you saw, with the laps winding down, that 22 just closing in and closing in and closing in ever so slightly. Once you got that draft, is that when the bead of sweat started going down the back of your neck?
I wouldn't say beat a sweat, because like he was saying, was older tires. You just keep it off the wall, and you kind of run your own lane. It's going to be kind of tough for anybody to make passes, but no, he gave it like hell. Like he said, he I'd say maybe 1 or 2 laps, because that car was a handful. No tires, half a can. I tweaked the wedge a little bit. I think I went up like 3 or 4 clicks, and it stayed tight. I was like, that never happens. But no, I think Richmond kind of, to throw it back, I think Richmond kind of got the monkey off my back of seeing the 22 behind me and getting nervous. But he doesn't need no introduction from me. He's pretty great. So I don't. I think when 1-9 kind of did his little side job gone wrong, it kind of allotted us a little bit. So it was kind of like I calculated on other people's misfortunes today, and I don't think I had a race-winning car, but here I am doing work. He got the brunt, like as Mark was saying. He he got the brunt. That guy has come in here and really made a name for himself, and that's just the depth of these guys in here. 1-9 putting in hellacious work here recently, and I think he has all season. But that dude, he's super quick, and I want to first apologize to him. Did a solid job, and that it didn't work. I wrecked myself, and I came up through the field, went back, came up through the field, went back again, and there's just so many unnecessary things that I need to still work on. But I want to take this, and we're going on to the Final Four, and yeah, thank God I ain't got to sweat it out for the next two races. So we're guns a blazing now. Final Four, we have a shot at the championship, and um, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I imagine that means that going into the Roval now, it'll allow you to have that little bit of stress relief, knowing that you don't need to go there and have a win. A good run is really
So
all good as well.
I was actually thinking this wasn't the race I was going to win. I was thinking about the Roval. The Roval was my best shot. Um, Even though Mark is great at every road course, I think me and him, if I don't make mistakes at that track, I think we're pretty. I wouldn't say even, but it's close. All he has to do is mess up one time, and I don't care who anybody is. We're going to at least mess up once. So all it takes is once. But thankfully, I ain't got to sweat it out anymore. So I'd like to thank this league for being amazing. We kind of got the rust shaken off there. Stage one, stage two had a few cautions that didn't really need to happen, but this final stage, caution free, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe one, either or. It was a good race. A lot of guys, like 1-9 was saying, top seven was damn near even. So it was just it's a misfortune track, and you got to calculate on them. And thankfully, we're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you were, and you took it all the way to the checkered flag and got yourself another win on the season.
Number 3.
Yes, sir. And now we will congratulate you on your win and wish you all the best, not only at the Roval, but as you look forward to the Championship 4.
I appreciate you, Woolbridge. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, Mark, for everything and a good, solid run. Good bounce back even after that wreck coming out of pit. 1-9. Hell of a race, buddy. Good stage win. Good finish.
Good
Appreciate
racing, man.
y'all.
Yeah. Hey, one more thing before we close out, Albridge.
Yeah.
We took a quick vote after the race, and we all agreed that Cope's pit crew needs to be drug tested ASAP. I don't know what the hell they were on tonight, but he better share with the rest of the class next week is all I'm going to say.
Oh no, I didn't have a pit stop under over 15.6, 15.7.
Jeez, no.
And then
Bad
and
victories on him.
then and then the final stop was 3.3. So it was, yeah, about time you share with me with your pit crew. About time. About time. The audacity of what it took this long for you to share.
And before we go, I did hear before we started this, we're going to give yet another shout out to our boy Jay White, who was not able to make it to the race tonight due to medical issues. We'll call
Jay
it.
White, this is Cope. Get well soon. Hurry back to us. We miss you.
Yes, we are awaiting the return, but we hope that he gets well. And with that, we will bring this race to a close. Cautions, pit strategy, and a finish under a second between first and second. all the good makings of a good Kansas race as we get ready to set up for next week at the Charlotte Roval to see who else will clinch their way, unlike Mark McIntyre, who already did before this race even started, into the round of 4 to fight for the championship at Las Vegas. But we will find that out next week, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We look forward to seeing you there. And we want to congratulate Cope again on a well-deserved win. And we will close out. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.